What up, everybody? Welcome back to Pro Publications YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk about zines and DIY culture. Basically, if you're into print media, if you're into publishing art, this might be the channel for you. Subscribe, and if you want to just help your boy out, go ahead and like the video. Today, I want to talk about Fe de Calendario. It's a zine that I picked up when I went to Mexico. It's a zine that's put out by a company called La Impresora, which is basically the Spanish way of saying the printer. And I want to talk about one, yes, the zine that I got, but also that company. So let's go ahead and get into that. So here we have it, you guys. This is the book that I was telling you about. Fe de Calendario, Xavier Valcarcel. And I just want to show this print quality, man. Look how nicely printed this is. Trabajo de Poesía, which is basically saying a work of poetry. And Fe de Calendario, I feel like this, and there's a poem, my favorite poem in this whole book, this series, is called Ser, which is being. And I'm going to obviously share that with you, but I feel like that also reflects the title of this collection of poetry, which is the Fe de Calendario, which is saying faith in or faith of the calendar. Now, what I wonder, and I've been pondering it since I reread this today, was he saying that there's a faith that he has in the calendar, or is it that the calendar has a faith? Because some of it is just about the sadness of humanity. So I don't know if he's saying like the calendar has a faith that humanity will get better, or if he's saying he has a faith in time passing and time progressing and people progressing with that time. But I just wanted to show you guys, like, the paper quality is very different than most paper quality that you'll see. It's very, very thin, very, very light paper, but it feels like craft paper. And when I was looking at the company that made this, because that's one thing that I found very interesting, that even though it's a zine, it tells you everything about this book, right? It even tells you who designed it, right? Diseñado y producido por La Impresario, which is the company I was telling you that I looked into. And let me give you guys a quick promo on them. So here's their Etsy shop, La Impresario. And like I said, they're a risograph company that does a lot of poetry books as well. And like I said, I really do enjoy the print quality. I was reading through a lot of the reviews, and it says the same thing, that it's very good print quality. And so I just wanted to shout them out, man. I really enjoyed this poetry book that I ended up getting. I was hoping to find this poetry book, Fe de Calendario, but they only made 300 prints of this, and I don't see it anywhere. So I think that after the initial print run, they just never reprinted it. You guys get the chance, go ahead and show them some love, man. There's some Puerto Rican zinesters doing what they got to do, and I respect it. And here's what I was telling you of, like, la edición consta de 300 ejemplares, which means that, you know, they made 300 of them, impresos en risografía. So basically, a mano, right? So they're saying this is risograph done by hand. So it's handmade risograph fucking booklet zine. And scrolling through their Instagram feed, as well as Xavier, you're able to find a lot of their process. And for those of you guys that are like me, like a process junkie, like I like to see this stuff being made, the idea, the paper quality that they choose, how they do it by hand, it's all very interesting to me. A lot of that is on their Instagram. A lot of that is something that I think people will get value added to, because they're using a whole different process that we normally don't see in a lot of places right now with a lot of zinesters. And the time and dedication that they add to the craft that they're doing, man, I respect it a lot. As you can see, they're using cardboard as a cover for this one. Great stuff if you're really into the process, you guys. So once again, links in the show notes. And the poems vary, man. Some of them are small, some of them are large, right? Some of them are just like one sentence, which reminded me of like some Friedrich Nietzsche type stuff, right? Like noche, la noche habla con la sal, cuando los corazones duermen. But let me find that poem that I liked a lot. Here it is. Ser. And I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to give you guys just this, I mean, I guess the snippet of it, but basically this is what this poem is arguing, right? It says, ¿Qué ser
cuando no está el espejo del tiempo. And so what he's saying here is what to be when there is no reflection of the mirror of time. So he's saying basically like, what would we do or what would we be if we didn't think about time, I guess, or to think of how, we should be different, right? Because time is used as a meter for change. So if we don't, if there wasn't that reflection of like change, like, or our obsession of change and progression, all that, like, what would we naturally do? And that's kind of what he's arguing here in like his poem Ser, which is being, right? He's asking of just like, what would you do with time? You know what I mean? I like this whole book a lot. Like I said, a lot of it has to do with the idea of like time and progression and like and the hope and like I guess the depression and dismay when hope is lost. But yeah, this is a damn good book of poetry. And so Xavier Valcarcel, I'll have his information in the show notes. I see that he's published quite a bit of poetry books, and it looks like he's part of the Puerto Rican University of Education. So it looks like he's worked in collaboration with quite a bit of people, and this is probably like one of his solo outings. But I saw that this book came out in 2013. He has way more books out since then. And so like I said, like it's amazing to me to imagine that this is all handmade. It's all handmade risograph. And like I feel like I should tell him like you guys need to start a YouTube channel and show that shit because people would love to see that. And I saw some of it and it looks like a very long and tedious process, but man, like it trips me out because like we talk about DIY and look at this, man. Like all this is just looks nice.
Bar, you guys, I'm really happy about today's episode just because like I love just art and I love seeing how other people create their art. And so it's nice to see zinesters outside of the normal bubble, and especially because I'm bilingual and I can read and write Spanish, I feel like I should be delving more into that. And I do have a lot of zines, but I just haven't touched on them as much as I should have. And I think that now I'm gonna start definitely tapping into those and just bringing out more of this the cultural stuff that I find all around the world, because I buy shit from everywhere, and like I really feel like I should tap into that more. So this was the first of many. All right, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And please like the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Lates.